How's going? So I was reading some article today, and they were talking how they passed this gay marriage legislation through the lower house, right? And so they were sort of saying, yeah. Well, we're gonna pass through smoothly, and then it's like, yeah, because we want to get the same sex through before Christmas, New Year's, you know what I mean? And then next year we'll bring in the protection, clauses for the conservatives, people who will object, and then the article said, protection for doctors. I'm guessing if a doctor says, well, I don't want to bloody do a sex change, sorry, not interested. And they said also protection for teachers. If they're like, well, sorry, I don't want to teach these radical sex education bullying programs that they're pushing. And here's a tip for you. They call it safe schools. Don't call it safe schools. We don't call it safe schools. It's a radical sexual minority rhetoric that they want to teach. It's not safe schools. They put that word there so we say I'm against safe schools. Who's against safe schools? Everyone wants a safe school. So if we say we're against it, they choose these words for a reason. So anyway, they were talking about protection for teachers, right? And then they were talking about protection for celebrates. And I think they were the only three I seen. And there were protection for churches so they don't have to hire out their venues, right? But it's already gone through the lower house, and then it's expected, I think, in 3 days to go through the upper house, right? Or through to become law. I think, right, the gays have waited so long, right? They've waited so long. Can't they wait? Why rush it through? They've waited forever, right? Don't rush it through. Just take your time. And then you put in all the protections, and then you put it through. Because who the hell knows if they're going to actually put through any protections, you know what I mean? And what pisses me off, it's like, how can anyone have a conservative... They're like making it illegal to have any kind of conservative or traditional worldview, you know what I mean? It's like, well, if we say, like they said, one of the protection laws someone wanted to put forward was like, so you could pull your kid out of a class if they didn't want to be taught this, you know what I mean? I'm a conservative, I want my children to be raised and be like, yep, you get a monogamous heterosexual relationship, get married, have kids. I would like to be a grandfather. Just like for 1,000 generations, that's how I'm here. Every generation. So it's like, I'd like to keep that going. Thank you. Don't hate anyone. Like, it's frustrating. Is that homophobic to say that? It's not. It's ridiculous. What's homophobic is you going and bullying someone, or you physically fighting someone, right? To say like, no, this is what I believe. It's perfectly fine. It's good. We should be encouraging that. You know what I mean? That's what I will encourage to everyone around me. Yeah. Heterosexual, monogamous relationship, have a family. Great. That's the culture. That's the culture we want to venerate. That's what conservatives venerate, that culture, right? So they want to make it like what if they don't pass protection? What are they doing? They're like, we can't be conservative. We can't have these thoughts. We can't have this tradition, this culture. You know what I mean? It's out of control. And then I think about the churches. You know, like you imagine, I could only imagine you go to I go to the Catholic church with my mum every Easter and Christmas, you know. So these churches are over 100 years old. Generations have put a bit of time and money into that building and into that culture, and it's like generations. There's generations of people in there. And they say, we venerate Jesus, we're Christians, we follow Jesus, right? Simple. And what did Jesus say when he was asked about marriage, right? He said, oh, and so it was in the beginning, God made them male and female. You know what I mean? When he was asked about marriage and relationships. So Jesus, he was like this. He quoted Genesis. That was like the authority, the highest conceivable authority. You know what I mean? They're like, yep, that's the culture. That's what a Christian is. So like, that's what we believe. And in that building, generations and generations, you know, we say, this is what we believe. That's it. That's what we believe. Now, if the government can't give us some protections, what are they going to do? They're going to come into that building, the private property, force what goes on against our will, and tell us what to think, to say, and to do. What is that? That's out of control, man. You know what I mean? So, what are we living in? Are we living in Nazi Germany, or are we living in the Soviet Union? So we should have these protection laws. Why aren't they been put through beforehand? And they're so keen to rush and put through. They're so keen, you know what I mean? Because they want to get it done or whatever. But mate, they waited so long. Can't they wait and we just put the protection in there? I know people who voted yes because they were like, you know what? They're saying that you know, I'll have my freedom and I'll be able to, you know, practice my conservative belief systems and live in peace. So you know what? Yeah, I'll vote yes, and I'll let them have their thing, and I'll be allowed mine. That's whatever. Lots of people voted that way, who are conservative. You know what I mean? Who have conservative cultures and backgrounds and religions, right? And now they must have been lied to. You know what I mean? What's going on? So it's just a few of my thoughts, and I'm telling you, it's a very slippery slope they're going down, and it's like, what are we gonna do? They're like perpetuating that their philosophy. They promote multiculturalism, but the only culture is their culture, their belief system. We are not allowed to think or say or believe or act in accordance to our heritage, our culture, our religion, our philosophy. We're not hurting anyone. No physical harm is done to anyone. You know what I mean? So, I'm telling you guys, you have to be aware. It's not good. Pushing it through quickly, they might be setting themselves up. They're setting themselves up for control freaks. That's what they are. Thanks, guys. Cheers for listening.